Good morning, students. We have been dealing with the chapter fractions. So we'll be continuing from that chapter where we left off, okay? So now look here, the first topic that we're going to study today is a type of fraction called like fractions, okay? So what are these like fractions? Let's see. Look at these fractions and these fractions and these fractions, the ones given in blue, red and green. All of them given in blue have one same property. You can see that they have the same denominator 9, right? Now you can see that this also has the same denominator 2. And you can see here that this set of fractions have the same denominator 7, right? So all those fractions which have the same denominator are called like fractions, okay? So this and this are called like fractions, and these four are also like fractions, and these four are also like fractions, right? It's not necessary that there should be 4. It can also be 3 by 2. 3 by 2 and 1 by 2. Can you look at 3 by 2 and 1 by 2? They're like fractions. Why are they like fractions? Because they have the same denominator. So whenever a fraction has the same denominator, then they are called like fractions, okay? Whenever the fractions have same denominator, they are called like fractions, okay? So now the next type, let's see further about like fractions. Now, where does this like fraction come into use? Now look here, whenever you are given a normal number like 2 and 3, you can always compare this number, right? You can always compare these two numbers. How do you compare numbers? You use the less than, greater than and equal to compare numbers, right? So you can compare 2 and 3 and you can easily say that 2 is less than 3. Definitely, right? So when you have normal numbers, you can definitely compare the two numbers, right? So whenever you are given a fraction, now look here, you are given two fractions, 15 by 9 and 7 by 2. Whenever you are given two fractions, how do you compare? Can you look at the fractions and tell me which one is bigger, which one is greater and which one is smaller? Can you tell me? No. So we cannot tell but just by looking at a fraction which one is greater and which one is smaller. And always dividing and finding out is also not possible, right? So we are going to learn how to convert a fraction and look at it and compare it and understand which one is greater and which one is smaller, okay? So to compare fractions, the first step that you need to do is you have to convert the given fractions into like fractions. What do you have to convert? You have to convert the given fractions into like fractions, okay? So that is what you have to do, which means what? If you have to convert them into like fractions, that means you have to make their denominators equal, okay? So you have to make the denominators equal. So what is the first step? The first step is to take both the given fractions and make their denominators equal. That means to convert them into like fractions. So let's see the first step. Now look here, whenever you want to make something equal, what do? You take their LCM. So you know how to take LCM, you're in class 7 already, you have studied this in your lower classes, right? So how do you take the LCM? First you write the denominators, 9 and 2, you can see here. Then you take the number with which you can take their LCM, right? Here you take 9, so 9 ones are 9, then 2 does not go, so leave it as it is. Then you take 2, so that this will also become 1 and this will also become 1. And when you get both the numbers 1, you stop there, right? So that is how you take LCM. So you know how to take LCM. So now the LCM of 9 and 2 is, you can see all the numbers that you got here, you have to multiply, right? So 9 into 2 into 1 into 1. Even if you don't multiply 1 also, no problem, because you'll get the same number, right? So 9 into 2 is 18. So that is our LCM. So now without doing all these also, you can see that 9 and 2, they are not in the same tables, right? 9 and 2 can never be in the same table. So that means the LCM will automatically be 9 into 2, that is 18, right? So we have to find their LCM first. Now why did we find the LCM? In order to make the denominators equal, first you need to find their LCM. Okay. then you need to make the denominators the LCM. Okay. So why did you take the LCM? We took the LCM so that we can make or we can convert the denominators into the LCM. Okay. So what is the LCM? It is 18, right? So that means I need to make the denominator 18. So I need to make 9 and 2 into 18. I need to convert 2 into 18 and I need to convert 9 into 18. So how am I going to do that? Look, 9 I need to convert it into 18. So what am I going to do? I need to multiply 9 by 2. Only when I multiply 9 by 2 I get 18, right? 9 into 2, 18, right? Now whenever I do something to the denominator, I need to do that to the numerator also, right? So what do I do? 15 also I have to multiply with 2. Why do I do that? Because whenever I do anything to the denominator of a fraction, I need to do it to the numerator also. We have seen this in the previous class, right? So what do? I multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 2. Why did I do that? So that I can convert this 9 into 18. Why did I convert it into 18? Because 18 is the LCM. Okay. So that is the reason why. So now similar way, this 2. This 2 also I need to convert it into 18. How will I convert it? By multiplying 2 9. Why? Why did I multiply 9? Because 2 9s are 18. That's why I multiplied 2 by 9, right? So 2 also I'll multiply by 9. Now look at it. If I multiply the denominator by some number, what should I do? I should multiply the numerator also by that same number. So what do? I multiply 7 also by 9, right? So what did I get? 15 I multiply by 2, 9 I multiply by 2, 7 I multiply by 9, 2 I multiply by 9. Why? So that both the denominators will become 18, right? So you can see here 9 into 2 became 18, then 2 into 9 became 18, and this one 15 into 2 became 30, and this one 7 into 9 became 63, right? So here you can see that now this fraction and this fraction have become like fractions. Now you might think that this is different fraction now. How will I convert, how will I look at these two fractions and compare these fractions? Now look here, I have taught you what are equivalent fractions, right? So if you cut this by 2, you'll get 15 and you'll get 9. So did you get 15 by 9 itself? Did you get 15 by 9 itself? So what is this? These are both equivalent fractions. So which are equivalent fractions? How do you find equivalent fractions? By multiplying the same number above and below, right? We have seen it in the previous video. So you can see that 15 by 9, which was the question given to us, is the same as 30 by 18. So no difference has come. It's the same number. So looking at this number and saying what the value of this number is the same as looking at this number and saying what is the value of this number, right? So again, this is the same as this when I cut it with 7, right? Sorry, when I cut it with 9, right? So 63 by 18. So you can see that 15 by 9 is the same as 30 by 18. 7 by 2 is the same as 16 by 18. 63 by 18. So you can see that these are equivalent fractions. Now, what was the first step? The first step was to take the LCM and to convert the denominator into the LCM. Why did we do this? So that both the denominators will be equal and will get like fractions. Now once we get like fractions, we can do the second step. Now what is the second step? Let's see. The second step is to compare the numerators. Now look at the numerators. What are the numerators? Numerator is 30 and numerator is 63. So I compare the I compare the numerators. So how do I compare the numerators? When I compare them, normally I get that 30 is less than 63, right? So what is it? 30 is less than 63. So whatever the numerator is, if it's less than, then the fraction will also be satisfying that same condition. Okay, since the denominators are equal, we don't have to look at the denominators. So here, since 30 is less than 63, we can say that 30 by 18 is also less than 63 by 18. Got it? So since 30 by 60 is 30 is less than 63, so 30 by 18 is also less than 63 by 18. So can you see? First, what did we do? We did three things. The first thing was to make the denominators equal. So for that we took the LCM, right? Then we converted the denominators into the LCM, right? Both the denominators became the LCM. Why? So that it will convert into like fraction. Then the third one, what did we do? We compared the numerators, right? And once we compared the numerators, what did we do? According to the same comparison, both the fractions are also compared. So if this is less than, numerator is less than, then the fractions will also be less than. If it's greater than, then the fractions will also be greater than, right? So like that we compared it. Now you can see that this 30 by 18 is the same as what? Is the same as 15 by 9, right? Equivalent fraction. So it's the same as 15 by 9. And the 63 by 18 is the same as 7 by 2, right? So therefore, in place of 30 by 18, I can write 15 by 9. And in place of 63 by 18, I can write 7 by 2. Why? Because when I cut it with 2, I get 15 by 9, and here when I cut it with 9, I get 9 sevens are 63, 9 twos are 18. So 7 by 2 and 15 by 9, right? So that's why I can write in place of them, right? So what can I write? I can write 15 by 9 is less than 7 by 2. Why? Because 30 by 18 is less than 63 by 18. Now 30 by 18 is actually what? 30 by 18 is actually 15 by 9, and this one is actually 7 by 2, right? So that's why I can write in place of them, I can write 15 by 9 and 7 by 2. Okay, so basically we have compared the fractions and we have seen which one is greater and which one is smaller. So let's understand this a little bit more clearly by taking some more few examples and learning it. Okay, so now look at these two fractions, 2 by 3 and 7 by 6. So in order to compare them, what should I do? First, I should make the denominators equal. For that, what should I do? I should take the LCM first. So 3 and 6. I take the LCM of 3 and 6. Can you see here? So what did I get the LCM? 3 into 2, 6, right? So I multiply all these numbers after that. So LCM will be that. So 3 into 2 is 6. So 6 is the LCM. So that means I have to make the denominator of this also 6, this also 6. Now you can see that here already the denominator is 6. So I can just leave this fraction alone. I don't have to do anything to this fraction, right? But here I can see that it is 3, it is not 6. So in order to convert it into 6, what should I do? Definitely 3 to become 6, what should I do? I should multiply 2 with 3, right? To become 6. So if I multiply 2 in the denominator, then definitely I have to do the same thing in the numerator also. So I multiply it in the numerator also, right? So denominator and numerator both I multiplied by 2 in order to make this denominator 6. So therefore 3 into 2, 6, and 2 into 2, 4, right? So now look, now what do? I get two fractions. What are the two fractions? 4 by 6 and 7 by 6, right? So now I compare these two fractions. Why can I compare? I can compare because now they are like fractions. Now their denominators are equal. So I can compare these two fractions, right? So I compare 4 by 6 and 7 by 6, which I got from here, right? So 4 by 6 and 7 by 6, how do I compare? I look at their numerators and compare. So 4 and 7, when I compare, what did I get? 4 is less than 7. So if 4 is less than 7, then 4 by 6 is also less than 7 by 6. Now 4 by 6, in place of 4 by 6, what can I substitute? I can write 2 by 3. Why? Because 4 by 6 is actually 2 by 3, right? Equivalent. Yes or no? So 4 by 3 is actually 2 by 3. So I can write 2 by 3 in place of 4 by 3 here. Because this is 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, right? So that's why. So in place of 4 by 6, I can write 2 by 3. So you can see that which one is greater? 2 by 3 is greater than 7 by 6. So let's take another example and understand. So let's take this example and understand from here also. So what should we do? We're going to compare the two fractions, that is 2 by 12 and 7 by 16. Okay, so in order to compare them, what should we do first? We should make them into like fractions, right? And in order to convert them into like fractions, what should we do? We should make their denominators equal. And to make their denominators equal, what should we do? First, we should take the LCM, right? So what is the LCM of 12 and 16? LCM of 12 and 16 is 48, right? So we got it from here. So LCM is 48. So that means I need to make 12 into 48 and 16 into 48, right? So if I want to convert 12 into 48, which number should I multiply with 12? I should multiply 4 with 12 because 12 into 4 is 48, right? So I multiply 4 with 12. Now if I multiply something in the denominator, I need to do the same thing in the numerator. So I multiply the numerator also by 4. So what do I get? 4 into 2, 8. 12 into 4, 48, right? Then I have 7 by 16. I need to convert this 16 into 48. So what do? I multiply it by 3 because 16 threes are 48. So 16 into 3 and then 7 into 3 is 21 because 7 also I multiply by 3 because whatever I do in the denominator, I have to do that in the numerator as well, right? So here I get 8 by 48 and 21 by 48. So now you can see that both the fractions, their denominators have become equal. So now they are both like fractions, right? Now once they are like fractions, what do? I look at the numerators and I compare them. So 8 and 21 when I compare, I know that 8 is less than 21. So when 8 is less than 21, it means that 8 by 48 is also less than 21 by 48, right? So that means 8 by 48, which is what is our actual 8 by 48 is 2 by 12, because 2 by 12 is what we converted into 8 by 48, right? So instead of 8 by 48, I can write 2 by 12. How? Because when I cut with 4, I get 4 2s are 8 and 4 12s are 48. So 2 by 12, right? That means the same fraction that we started with. So instead of 8 by 48, I can write 2 by 12, and instead of 21 by 48, I can write 7 by 16. So instead of this, I wrote this, and instead of this, I wrote this, right? So here I have compared the two fractions, and now I know that 2 by 12 is greater than, is less than 7 by 16, right? So now let's look at the next one. Next, we are going to learn addition and subtraction of fractions. So look at this. These are two fractions, 2 by 3 and 5 by 4 are fractions. Now we're going to learn how to add them. Okay, so when I'm going to add two fractions, the first thing I do is I look at the denominator. Then you can see that they are separately divided here. 2 is divided by 3 and 5 is divided by 4. So I need to bring a common division here, okay? So in order to bring the common division, what should I do? First, I need to look at the denominators. So our denominator is 3 and 4. Then I take the LCM of that denominator, right? So what is the LCM? 12. So I write the LCM here, okay? Now the next step is very, very important. So listen carefully. First, I look at 12 and I look at 3. So look at this. 3 into how much is 12? You have to look at that. 3 into how much is 12? Okay. So 3 into how much is 12? 3 into 4 is 12, right? So this 4 I will multiply with the numerator. Okay. So that is how we got 2 into 4. Can you see that? Yes. So what is the step that I did? Again, let me explain. First I look at 12, right? Then I look at First I look at 12, then I look at 3, the first one, right? Then I look at 3 into how much is 12. 3 multiplied by how much is 12? 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. I know that, right? So this 4 I'll multiply with the numerator of 3. Okay, so that is how I got 2 into 4, right? Then again the next step, again I look at 12, right? And then I look at the next new denominator, which is 4. So 4 into how much is 12? I know that 4 into 3 is 12. So that 3 I'll multiply with the numerator of that number. Understood? So that is how I got 4 into 5 into 3. That is how I got 5 into 3. So let me explain once more. Very, very important step. So we have 2 by 3 and 5 by 4. These are the two fractions that's given for us to add. So first I look at the new denominators and I find the LCM and I write it here. Okay. After that I look at 3, how much are 12? 3 4s are 12, right? So that 4 I will multiply with the numerator. So 4 into 2. Can you see that? Then again 4, how much are 12? 4 3s are 12, right? So that 3 I will multiply with the numerator. So 5 into 3. Okay. So once more clearly, that step is the most important step, so that one you have to know. So what did I do first? 3 and 4, I took the LCM and I wrote 12, right? After that, what did I do? First, I write 12. Then, what should I write on top? Let's see. First, I take 3. 3 into how much is 12? 3 into what is 12? 3 into 4 is 12, right? So this 4 I'll write first into the numerator of that 3. Okay, so then I write 2 plus whatever sign is in between, you write that sign plus. Then you can see that 4 into, next one is you take 4. 4 into how much is 12? 4 into how much is 12? 4 into 3 is 12. So that 3 you'll write first. 3 into the numerator. What is the numerator? 5. So that is how you got. Understood? So I hope that you understood by telling this many times. If you did not, please watch the video again, rewind it from there, that point, okay, from where you did not understand, and watch it again and clarify, okay. So once more last. So first you find the LCM and you write 12, right? After that you take the first one, 3. 3 into what is 12, right? 3 into what is 12? 3 into what is 12? 3 into 4 is 12. So that 4 you'll write first. 4 into the numerator 2, right? Plus sign, because there is plus sign in the middle. Then you take 4, just like you took 3 before, you take 4 now. 4 into how much is 12? 4 into what is 12? 4 into what is 12? 4 into 3 is 12. So that 3 you'll write first, and then you'll multiply it with the numerator, which is 5. So 3 into 5. So this is what you got. Now 4 into 2, whenever you see multiplication, do that first. So 4 into 2, 8. Then 5 into 3, 15, right? Let me clear it out for you so that you can see it carefully. So first you took the LCM, then you wrote these things. Then whenever you see multiplication, do it first. So 2 into 4, 8. 5 into 3, 15. And 8 plus 15 is 23. So 23 by 12 is your answer. So that is the added form. Okay. Now let's do one more example to clarify it. Now look at this. We are taking the same example but with a negative sign, that is minus, subtraction, right? So how do you subtract? The same way. 3 and 4, you take the LCM, 12. Then 3, how much are 12? 3 4s are 12. So that 4 you will multiply with the numerator. So 2 into 4. Then 4, how much are 12? 4 3s are 12. So that 3 you will multiply with 5. So 5 into 3. Then you multiply it. 4 2s are 8, 5 3s are 15, and minus will remain minus itself. Now only difference is that it's minus sign. The rest, all the steps for addition and subtraction are same, right? So 8 minus 15 is minus 7, and 12 will remain 12 itself. So minus 7 by 12 is your answer. Let's take another example. 2 by 8 plus 5 by 4. Now how do I do? First step is to look at the denominator and take the LCM of the denominator. So when I took the LCM of 8 and 4, I got 8 as the LCM, right? So I write 8. Then 8, how much are 8? 8, how much are 8? 8 into what is 8? 8 into 1 is 8, right? So that 1 you'll write here, and then this 2 you'll write here. That is how you do it, right? Yes. So 8 into how much is 8? 8 into 1 is 8. So that 1 you'll write it here, and then this 2 you'll write it here, and you'll multiply them, right? So same way, again, take the next one. 4 into how much is 8? 4 into 2 is 8, right? So that 2 you'll write here, and this 5 you'll write here. So then you multiply it, right? So that is the step that we did. In the previous question also, same step. So now you can multiply normally. 2 ones are 2, then 5 twos are 10. After that 2 plus 10, 12, and 8 will remain same everywhere, right? And now 12 by 8, you can cut it. You can simplify it, right? How do you simplify it? By cutting it, by dividing it. So by 4 I can divide it. Or yes, by 4 I can divide it. 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8. So 3 by 2 is your answer, right? So that is how we add. Now let's subtract the same thing. Subtraction, only minus sign is different, right? Same numbers. So 8 and 4, I take LCM 8. Then 8, how much are 8? 8 ones are 8. So you multiply that 1 with the numerator 2. After that 4, how much are 8? 4 2s are 8. So that 2 you will multiply with the numerator, again 5 into 2. So 2 ones are 2, 5 2s are 10, minus sign in the middle. 2 minus 10 is minus 8. So you can see minus 8 by 8. Now minus 8 by 8, you can simplify it. 8 ones are 8. Again 8 ones are 8. So minus 1 by 1. Minus 1 by 1 is how much? Minus 1, right? So that is how you got your answer. So minus and plus, same method, only the sign will be different, okay? Now the next one. Now let's add mixed fraction. Same method. We have two mixed fractions. What will we do? First we'll convert them into regular fraction. Whenever we convert a mixed fraction, what type of fraction do we get? We've seen in the previous video, we get improper fraction, right? We get improper fraction. So first you have to convert them into improper fractions. Then you can use the normal addition rules and you can add them. So first let's convert them into normal fraction or regular fraction or improper fraction. How? 2 into 3 first. So 2 into 3 plus the numerator, right? Then 3 into 5, 3 into 5 plus the numerator, right? Now, after doing that, multiplication should be done first always. So multiplication, 2 into 3, 6. 1 will remain as it is. 3 will remain as it is. Then 5 into 3, 15, right? And 2 will remain as it is, 5 will remain as it is, right? After that, 6 plus 1, 7, 15 plus 2, 17, by 3, by 5 remains the same, right? Now you can see that we have got two fractions, two regular fractions. What type of fraction? Improper fraction, right? So you have got two fractions. You'll follow the same step that we followed in the previous questions. How do we do? First take the LCM of 3 and 5. What is the LCM of 3 and 5? How do you take? 3, 5. So 3 ones are 3, 5 I cannot, so just put it as it is. Then I take 5. 1 I'll put it as it is. 5 ones are 5. So both has become 1 now. So I stop and I multiply this outside number. So 3 5s are 15. So that is how I got LCM 15, right? So everyone should know how to take LCM. You have learned it in your lower classes. So we get LCM 15, right? Now after getting 15, I take the first number 3. 3 into how much is 15? 3 into 5 is 15. So I write 5 here and the numerator here, right? Then I take the second number 5. So 5 into how much is 15? 5 into 3 is 15. So I write 3 here. Then I write the numerator here, right? So that is how we did it in the previous question also. The same step you follow for this also. So 7 into 5 is 35. Then 7 into 3 is 51. Then 15 will remain 15 itself. Then 35 plus 51 is 86. So 86 by 15, right? So that is how you get 86 by 50. So that is how you add it. Now subtraction is also the same method. Only difference is that it's a minus sign. So what do? First you convert this and then you convert this. So in order to convert, we did this. Then to convert, we did this. After that, 2 into 3 is 6 plus 1. 15 plus 2 because 3 into 5 is 15, right? Same question, same method. Everything like we did in the previous one, okay? After that, 6 plus 1 is 7. Then 15 plus 2 is 17. Then 7 by 3, 17 by 5. So what do? First, we look at the denominator, take the LCM. LCM is 15. So after that, 3 into how much is 15? 3 into 5 is 15. So I write 5 here, then the numerator here, right? Then after that, 5. 5 into how much is 15? 5 into 3 is 15. So I write this here and then the numerator here, right? So 7 into 5 is 35. Then 17 into 3 is 51. And 51 minus 35 is 16, right? And the greater number sign is minus. So the answer will also have minus sign. So minus 16 by 15 is our answer. Okay. So that is how we do addition and subtraction of integers. Now next one, again one more mixed question example. So this one, what do we do first? First we multiply this. So 1 into 10. Then we add the numerator. So add the numerator. Then again this one also same. Plus sign will remain, plus sign itself in the middle. 2 into 5, so 2 into 5. Then we add this 3. We add that, right? So after that we solve normally. Multiplication first. So 10 into 1, 10. Then 2 into 5, again 10. 1 will remain as it is. 3 will remain as it is. After that, normal addition. 10 plus 1, 11, right? Then 10 plus 3, 13, right? 10 and 5 will remain same denominators. So I get 11 by 13 and 11 by 10 and 13 by 5. So what do? Now I look at this denominators and find the LCM. So 10 and 5, if I find the LCM, I'll get 10, right? After that, what do? After that, the same procedure repeating. 10 into how much is 10? 10 into 1 is 10. 10 into 1 is 10, right? So that's why I take 10 into 1 is 10. So 1 I write here and 11 I write here. Then 5 into how much is 10? 5 into 2 is 10. So I write the 2 here. Then I put the numerator here. Then normal multiplication again. (11) into 1, 11. 13 into 2, 26. So add them. I get 37 by 10. So that is how we do mixed fraction addition. Now mixed fraction subtraction is the same way. Only difference is minus sign, right? Only difference minus sign. So 1 into 10 plus 1 by 10, 2 into 5 plus 3 by 5 minus. So please look at it carefully and understand. Same method as addition itself. Only difference is it becomes minus sign in the middle. So you have to minus this 2 instead of plusing. That's the only difference. The rest things are all same. So please look at it for 5 minutes and understand. So this is how we add and subtract fractions. Okay, normal fractions, improper, proper, equivalent, like fractions, and mixed fractions. So we have seen how to add normal fractions and also mixed fractions, and how to subtract normal fractions and mixed fractions, right? So in the next class, we'll be continuing with exercise 2.1. Till then, please study all the notes that have been given from the videos and make sure that you're up to date so that the next video will be easier for you to understand. Okay? So thank you for watching and study well.